in the first half will just gingerly walk it across, and a 3-point lead, 30-27. Brown working against Octius, shoves him off, and now a crossover, head fake, rises up, gives over to Jaleel Williams. He's open for three, off the front of the rim, and skying for the rebound is Avila with 20 seconds to play in the first. He'll skip it over to the right side, and they'll play for a final shot as Octius has it in the backcourt. 13 seconds now. When will they start to make a move? Octius motioning his offense with his right hand, asking for Avila to come up, but Avila didn't see him. Now Octius has to make a choice. Dribbles left, kicks it out for a high arcing three from Avila, no good. Rebounded from Isaac Thornton. He chucks the 45-footer, and it's very close, but no good. Wow. It was online, just short. And after one, 30-27 is our score. San Jose State with the lead. And we'll take a break, have the halftime show coming up. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. And along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the event center at halftime. Spartans 30, Rams 27. We'll go ahead and break down all the stats from the first half of action. But now, we'll take a look at some of the scores from the Mountain West Conference in this Wednesday night. Looking at the standings first and foremost, how about the start that Air Force had? They're 2-0 this year in the conference, and so is Nevada. Both of those teams are at the top of the standings in terms of conference standings. Now, they don't have the best records in the league, but they are the best conference teams so far this year. San Diego State, Boise State, New Mexico, all 1-0 this season. Utah State and UNLV 1-1. And then there are the no-win teams yet: Wyoming, Colorado State, Fresno State, and of course San Jose State. And looking at some of the scores from the Mountain West Conference, just about at halftime in Laramie, New Mexico 64, Wyoming 63. So that's a good game up in Laramie. The Spartans will travel to Wyoming, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, to play the Cowboys. But Cowboys apparently is getting a good run for their money, or giving a good run for their money to New Mexico, as they just trail by one, looking about at the halfway point of that basketball game. Then with 6:56 left in the second half down in Las Vegas, Nevada 63, UNLV 54. And UNLV, one of the teams that was 10-5 right now, but Nevada just at 7-8. They looks like with a 9-point lead have a chance to go to 3-0 in the conference to start off their season. So we'll keep an eye on that game as well. Air Force and Fresno State in Fresno at halftime, 27-16. Air Force is down to Fresno State. So Air Force on the road only scoring 16 points in that first half. And then the only other game is Boise State playing at San Diego tonight at 8:05. So that game just about getting ready to tip off, but that's going to be a good one. San Diego State number 13 in the country at 12-1, and Boise State at 11-3 this season. And of course, 30-27 here. We'll also take a look at the women's scores.
Well, for women's basketball right now in the Mountain West Conference, San Jose State traveled to Fort Collins to take on the Colorado State Rams, and they lose this one by a final of 101-60. San Jose State drops to 6-7 on the year. They are 0-2 in conference play on the year. Game going on right now with 54 seconds left in the second half. New Mexico and Wyoming. New Mexico leading 74-61 over Wyoming. Wyoming with a 10-2 record. New Mexico 5-7. On the other side at Boise, women's basketball score 326 in the second half. Boise State leading by 10, 64-54 over San Diego State. And right now, well, in Fresno took on Air Force in Colorado Springs, and Fresno State won 77-43. Fresno State's 8-5 on the year, and they are 2-0 in conference play. Air Force 1-11, 0-2 in the conference. And another game going on at Nevada. UNLV taking on the Wolfpack. UNLV 4-10 on the year. They are leading 47-38 with 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the second half.
All right, that's a look around the conference in both the men's and the women's. Again, the score here at halftime, San Jose State 30, Colorado State 27. We'll take a break and have some of the stats coming up from the first half of action. You're listening to Spartans Basketball from Learfield Sports. And along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the Event Center at halftime. San Jose State 30, Colorado State 27. Time now to take a look at some of the numbers here in the first half of action. We'll start with the team stats here, Alex. And for the Spartans, it wasn't a very good start for San Jose State. They were trailing by as many as 8 points in that first half, but they put together a nice run to come back and take a lead, in which they had as large as 6 points in the first half. And some of the team numbers here. Colorado State, they were 10 of 28 in the first half, 35.7% from the field and 2 of 6 from three-point range. Not typically a three-point shooting team, but had a couple of good looks and knocked down some shots. They had 7 assists, and they had a total of 8 turnovers, and that's about their average for a game. And so a lot of turnovers in this first half.
Very uncharacteristic of Colorado State. And earlier in the beginning of the first half, San Jose State was basically averaging a turnover a minute.
Yep.
And then if you're a young team trying to get going and build confidence, that's one of the things that you want to try to work on. I think that's a key that this coaching staff has been talking about in this second half, the adjustments that they're going to make.
Absolutely. When you look at San Jose State's numbers, they were 9 of 18, 50% from the field. Very good numbers from them. 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. That's also 50%, of course, and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Partially because 19 points from Rashad Muhammad. We'll get to that a little bit later on here at the halftime break. San Jose State committed 14 turnovers in that first half, but only limited, I think this is big, they only limited Colorado State to 11 points off those turnovers, because when you commit 14 turnovers in a half, you got to be thinking that at least 15 or more are going to be coming in terms of points off those turnovers, but did a nice job limiting them. Very
good job defensively by San Jose State, hustling back, gaining back on the defense. They're doing a pretty good job of trying to contain, Avila. He has 7 points, but he's 3 of 12. Really kind of boxing him out, making sure that he doesn't get off to a easy start, saying that, oh, I'm going to exert my will down low in the paint, and you guys can't stop me. San Jose State's done a good job of putting in young guy, Matt Pollard. Pollard, is just a freshman. He's doing a great job boxing out, clearing out space, getting on the boards, clearing out the glass. He's very impressive. He had a block in that first half too.
Yes, he did. He looked very good in the minimal minutes that he had. We'll take another break here at halftime. When we come back, we'll talk some of the individual stats, and then we'll have the second half of action here from the Event Center. 30-27 the score. Spartans with the lead. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. And along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the Events Center to continue to talk over the first half of action between these two teams, the Rams and the Spartans. And looking over the individual numbers, it was Rashad Muhammad's half, I think. 19 points, 5 of 6 from the field, all of those three-point shots and attempts. It was also 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Added in 3 rebounds as well, but 19 points for Rashad, who is career and season high are 28 points, but that was in the triple overtime game. And with 19 in the first half, I can't wait to see what he's feeling like here in the second half to start things off. But he led all scorers this evening so far in the first half with points. San Jose State also got 5 points from Chris Cunningham, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from beyond the arc. 1 foul from Chris Cunningham. That is critical in that first half. They also had 4 points from Jaleel Williams and then 2 points from Isaac Thornton. But that was it for San Jose State in terms of the scoring, leaning heavily on Rashad Muhammad. Meanwhile, Colorado State has 7 points from Avila, who was 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range. Thought the Spartans did a nice job limiting Avila.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I alluded to before, they're doing a good job getting a big body on him. They usually will have a couple of guys to disrupt his offensive production. I mean, I said before, he's got 7 points, but he's 3 of 12. It's just, good job defensively getting and, following your assignments.
Well, this is a guy, too, that you mentioned has 5 points. He averages just about 19 points a game. So just to limit him is going to be a key factor in the Spartans keeping pace with the Rams and keeping ahead of the Rams.
Yeah, that's something that they wanted to do from the get-go, because Colorado State's very talented. They do have a dangerous 1-2 punch, but you limit them, kind of become one-dimensional. They can't do the inside-outside give and goes, spread the floor, get the three-point shot as they try to clear out the paint.
And we talk about Bejarano as well. He had 8 points to lead all Colorado State players. He was 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. We talked so much about his rebounding ability, Alex. He only had 3 rebounds in the first half. He averages about 9 rebounds. So, again, the Spartans were keying on the fact that they needed to be physical and aggressive on the glass, and I think they've been doing that so far.
Yeah, looking at the total rebounds, they're leading 15 to 13, 13 defensive rebounds, so they're really doing a good job of cleaning up when they get off the boards. They're going right, getting the ball down, going right on the break.
Yeah, that's going to be another key in the second half of action. Of course, Spartans need to stray away from turning the ball over in those long bursts where they haven't been able to score. That was really the first half of the first half. They were turning the ball over, 9 turnovers in the first 9 minutes, and then just not getting opportunities to score because of it.
They were on a scoreless drought for about 3 minutes there. So that's, with the team with a very impressive scores, it's kind of shocking. You hit these lulls, when you take a lot of jump shots, that's going to happen. Just with how this team is characterized and built with this genetic makeup.
Well, it is a 30-27 lead for San Jose State at halftime. Teams making their way back out onto the floor for the second half of action. Colorado State will be moving from right to left in this half, and San Jose State the opposite direction from left to right. Excuse me, switch that, right?
No.
Left, right.
Right.
Right to left.
Right to left.
Right.
Or this.
I'm just trying to mess with
you. I know, slant ways, sideways, and any which ways you can think of.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Colorado State will inbound. They have the ball to start off the second half. We're having fun from the Event Center. Hope you are. San Jose State has a 3-point lead, and we're underway in the second half. Colorado State on the left side tosses it into Avila. Turns against Jaleel Williams. Tries to throw up the runner again, but it is no good. Bounces away from a couple of defenders and then tips off of the Spartan hand last. Avila just doesn't look like he's on his game, and I know he had some back issues in previous games, but he's looking like he's moving fine. He's just not getting shots to fall. He gets the inbound pass now. Avila turns against the defender, Jaleel Williams, tries to rise up against him. His shot is partially blocked, and now Chris Cunningham reaching in both of his hands to try and grab that ball, and he hangs on to it, and it has resulted in a ball that is changed over to his possession for San Jose State. Good aggressive effort there from Chris Cunningham.
He's done a great job tonight limiting those ticky-tack fouls, and he's been a pretty big factor right now.
Jalen James brings it up for the Spartans, moves it to the left side. James now rotates up top between the circles, looks to pass, and he can't. And a soft bounce pass down low for Chris Cunningham, and Cunningham called for the foul, trying to reach around one defender and screen him off as he was receiving that pass.
It's been one of the key fouls that Chris Cunningham is committed over the course of the season, is kind of the spin move around the defender, and he gets a foul, and he gets another foul.
They're going to take a look at this foul as well because they want to see if there was intent with the elbow of Chris Cunningham. So the officials now huddled up around the monitor for the replay to see if there was any malice in that play, and it looked like a pretty quick review from the officials. Mike Reed, Kevin Brill, and Bill Vinovich. And we'll see if they give him a flagrant or just keep it as a personal foul. And it's just going to be a personal foul. And it didn't seem like there was much there, but of course you'd like to see the officials get together, and if there was any idea that there was intent with an elbow or something of that nature, they'd take a look at it. So they do, and just the personal foul to Chris Cunningham, which is his second personal foul in this game. Avila has it moving from left to right now. Santo on a cycle, almost traveled with it, but he pivoted with that right foot, kept it alive. Hands it off to the left side. Desimon and Bejarano bouncing around on the wing on the left. No options there, so he resets up top to Avila. Avila to Octius on the right. Crossover dribble into the lane. Scoops it off for a mid-range jumper from 18 feet away that is knocked down by Gerson Santo. Santo only his first points of the game. averages just about 7 per contest and plays about 25 minutes per game, but that was his first bucket of the night. James on the right side, delays, accelerates, hands it off to Jaleel Williams, cutting through the lane and lays it in with the right hand. All designed from that Jalen James hesitation look that he gave the defense. DeSimone in between the circles, chest pass to the left side, and now back with some motion to DeSimone on the right side angle. Goes around a screen set from Bejarano. And still perimeter passing to Octius. Lobs underneath. Avila backing away against Jaleel Williams. Turns on him. Tries to get the hook shot on the runner to drop down. But again, a no good shot from Avila. That time, Jaleel Williams doing a nice job guarding against him. Jalen James backing away from the defense for a moment. Gets free from it. Hands off to Cunningham. Resets back to James. And he tiptoes his way back to the half-court line. Weaves into the lane, had the ball poked away, and now knocked up high into the air where it's grabbed by DeSimone. Outletted to Octius. To Avila on the left side angle. Jaleel Williams contesting him along the perimeter, so he hands it off to Bejarano, puts the ball on the floor, guards it with both hands. DeSimone gets the outlet pass outside and now drives in, and a runner falls from 8 feet away. Joe DeSimone with his first points of the second half. He has 5. And it's a 1-point game, 32-31. San Jose State with a lead, 17-15 to play in the second half. Right-handed pass thrown over to the right side for Thornton. Jab step, turns around one defender, hangs in the air for a moment, dumps it off to Wilson, who hands back to Chris Cunningham. Thought about shooting the 3, instead he sets a screen for James. James shuffles over to the right side. Cunningham gets it back along the perimeter. Nothing going there. 8 seconds on the shot clock. James directing the offense, trying to get something going here. Crossover dribble, steps into a 3 on its way off the left side of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Bejarano. Wants to run. Brings it up. Delays. Stops for a moment before he gives back to Avila. Avila throws over to Octius. Wants to drive. Tries to go with the two-handed dunk, but it's no good. Partially blocked. Rebounded by Avila. Strips it away from Jaleel Williams and knocks it out of play. Jaleel Williams was really slashing down low there with Avila, who Jaleel wanted the foul called against Avila, but he's not going to get one.
You're mentioning about Avila having those back problems. Just looking at his face, he looks depleted, kind of like
he grimaces every now and then. You can kind of see.
You see, he doesn't have the intensity as he probably would have, like the eye of the tiger. No, not a lot of aggression from him.
Well, he's the only Mountain West player in the top 20 in both points per game and rebounds, and also top 10 in assists. Jaleel Williams on the right side. Thornton gives it back to Jaleel. Catch and shoot 3 on its way, and it's good.
Jaleel Williams.
Jaleel Williams found himself wide open after a botched play, it seems. 35-31. Under 16 minutes to play. A loose ball goes out of play, and we'll take a timeout here in the second half. 15:56 to play in the second. 35-31. San Jose State with the lead. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. And along with me is Alex Scott. Welcome back inside the Event Center. 35-31, San Jose State with the lead. 15:56 remaining in the second half. Spartans have come out 2 of 3 from the field in the second half, and 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. They continue to shoot the 3 ball with regularity and accuracy in this game. 7 of 14 from beyond the arc for San Jose State. still turnovers an issue. Now Jalen James has committed 5 turnovers in this game, and 16 total for San Jose State overall so far. And it's been an issue for San Jose State. However, I still think that the job that they're doing on the players that score the bulk of the numbers, J.J. Avila and Daniel Bejarano. Bejarano 3 of 8 from the field. Avila 3 of 16 from the field.
Those two guys are in the game plan, and that's that's showing you how much the game plan is working tonight.
2 shots.
And they've been able to push it. You can only imagine what the Spartans be able to do if they were limiting the turnovers and came out in that first half on fire. Bejarano misses his first free throw. Bejarano doesn't miss that many free throws this season, but he's 0 for 2 in this game. He was 82% coming into this one. 0 for 2 tonight, though. Gets the ball back and hits the second free throw. Makes it 35-32, Spartans. Thornton across the timeline, dribbling against Octius. Moves it to the right side for Wilson. Well, I haven't had to call his name all that much. Wilson hasn't scored in this game yet. Rashad Muhammad hasn't scored in the second half yet. He had 19 in the first. Bounce pass to Cunningham on the left wing. Holds the ball low on the floor, thought about the 3 for a moment. 12 seconds on the shot clock. He underhands back to Muhammad. Muhammad even reverses it far into the backcourt for Thornton. Thornton dribbles against one defender, hands off again to Muhammad. 3 seconds on the shot clock, tries to get a shot away, and the ball is stripped away, now stolen away, as Bejarano on a breakaway just jumps up for the two-handed jam.
Another thing, a little bit miscommunication there is Muhammad tried to get a shot, but he couldn't get any arc.
Turned something into nothing, but he just couldn't get a shot away at all. Poor clock management in that possession for San Jose State as they lead by 1. Muhammad around one defender, had another one guard right on him. It's Desaman, so he tosses to Chris Cunningham, back to Jaleel Williams between the leg dribble, turns on one defender, into the paint he goes. Now a runner on its way, and as he's scooped up, grazed off the front of the rim, no good, and taken away by Avila. Spins along the timeline on the far side wing, gives it over to Bejarano, high arcing 3 on its way, too strong, and swatted out of play as Avila came right over the top of Jaleel Williams, and he fouled him. Well, he sent Jaleel down in a heap. That's the first team foul, the second foul against Avila.
We got 2 6'7" guys going up against each other. Avila he's got a little bit more bulk.
He's got some more girth to him.
Yeah.
246. 6'7", 246 pounds. Jaleel Williams, and the other way, 6'7", 220 pounds, so some 26 pounds more. Rashad Muhammad brings the Spartans from right to left. Around a screen, had an option, but he did not take it. Tries to instead get a pass away, but it was stripped and now stolen by Colorado State. Avila on the give, on the outlet, and he will lay it in with a right hand. And the Rams have retaken the lead. He has 7 points, and it's a 36-35 lead for Colorado State. They're guarding against Rashad Muhammad, not giving him any space whatsoever. James around another screen from Cunningham, steps away, scoots over to the right side, and now bounces down low to Cunningham. Turn, step, and a hook on its way. Bounces twice on the back side of the rim, but then drops home. 7 points for Cunningham. Bejarano on the left receives the pass from Avila. They pay catch along the perimeter. Desaman back to Bejarano, between the leg dribble, stops at the free throw line, gives it back to Desaman, rises up from 12 feet away and knocks it down. So the offense from Colorado State certainly has picked up here in the second half. They lead it 38-37 with 13 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the second. Jalen James working against now Chris Cunningham and Avila were going at it. Lots of contact underneath the hoop. Moving to his right, Chris Cunningham with a reverse lay-in. I was going to say that James was working against the defender, but Cunningham was being harassed. I thought there was going to be a foul against Avila down there.
He did a good job of getting the ball over the head, and Avila just flopping right down to the floor.
Meanwhile, Octius drives in, and a foul is called as he tries to go to the hoop, but his shot does not go down. Jaleel Williams takes the foul. Second foul for Jaleel, the third team foul for San Jose State, and it's a 1-point game still.
We got 3 players out there with 2 fouls for San Jose State, so they got to watch, keep them out of foul trouble. They've done a good job so far.
Those 3 players: Jaleel Williams, Devontae Wilson, and Chris Cunningham. Octius with his first free throw that is good. He has 4 points. Octius also a player that averages 12 points per game, only 4 tonight. Hoists up the next free throw, and it is also good. 5 points now. Mentioned that he was the player that had 67 points coming into this game from the free throw stripe. Now Octius guarding against Jalen James. Boy, that's been a good matchup all game long. They have been going at it. Hands it off to Rashad Muhammad. Curls around the perimeter with a right-handed dribble. Gives back to Jaleel Williams. Had some separation but decided not to take the shot, so he gives to Devontae Wilson with 13 seconds on the shot clock. James again motions the offense with his left hand. Drifts over to the right side. Hits the accelerator. Tries the baseline drive. Kicks it out to the left side corner for a 3 on its way. Too strong from Wilson. And it is rebounded by James, who just touches it back to Rashad Muhammad. Rashad had an option for a 3 but wisely slowed it down. Lobbed in for Chris Cunningham, catches on the right block, goes against the defender, tries to lay it, and he is fouled, but he can't get the shot to go down. Frustrated is Chris Cunningham. However, he will go to the free throw line when we come back to the event center. 40-39, Rams with the lead. 11:53 remaining in the second half. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Sports Chalet, the experts.
And joined by Alex Scott, it's a 40-39 game. Rams with the lead. 11:53 remaining in the second half. 6 times the game has been tied. 8 lead changes so far. We are in a good one tonight from the event center. San Jose State 4 of 7 from the field in the second half. Just 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. 18 turnovers now. As the Spartans, they committed a total of 12 at the halfway point, so still a major problem. But I mean, you have to consider the fact that they're persevering through all these turnovers.
That's an impressive, the way that this game has been so close, but yet there have been a bevy of turnovers by San Jose State is a testament to, the skill of this team and, their ability to just keep going. Keep, taking a phrase from, football, keep pounding that rock. Just keep chipping away, keep chipping away.
And it's because I think this is one of their better defending games all season.
Yeah.
Chris Cunningham at the free throw line coming out of the timeout, and he can tie up this game with his first free throw, and he does. Cunningham with 10 points now for San Jose State. Cunningham, 10 points, but only 3 rebounds so far, so not doing all the work on the glass for the Spartans. And he hits his second free throw. 11 for Cunningham, and 6 of those points coming in the second half. Desamon guarded by Jaleel Williams. They're forcing the issue. Are the Spartans guarding against the perimeter in the man-to-man right now? Octius against Rashad Muhammad. Bejarano on the right side angle. Back up top for Octius. In between the circles, tries to drive on the left side, kicks it back out for a 3-point shot on the way, and good. Nailed by Desamon. 43-41, Rams with the lead. It's going to be back and forth. You got to imagine the rest of this game, the way these two teams are playing. James, skip pass, high into the air. Devontae Wilson had to leap up to hit it, and he gets it, shoots the 3, and he knocks it down. How about the athleticism there?
Yeah, got some hops from Devontae Wilson. Very impressive.
I thought I was going to have to reach up to get that pass. It was coming our way. And now a foul is being called against San Jose State, much to the chagrin of Coach Wojcik. He is not thrilled about it, to say the least. Foul goes against Jalen James.
So it sounds like it was a late call in that in the foul.
Number 12, Carlton Hurst.
Carlton Hurst goes to the free throw line. He had 4 points in the first half. 69% free throw shooter, and his first on its way, and he knocks it in. Averaged 4 points per game as a starter for 4 straight games, but has been pulled out and been mostly a bench player, where he's averaged about 15 minutes per game. Next free throw on its way, and it's also good. So another lead change, Alex. Are you saying buckle up?
You gotta buckle up here. I mean, I gotta get the seatbelt underneath my seat, and I gotta strap on in.
45-44. James reverses it over to the left side, caught by Jaleel Williams. Williams faked it to Wilson. Now dribbles into the lane, bounce pass out to Chris Cunningham, mid-range jumper from 16 feet away on the right side, rattles around and out, rebounded by Colorado. Colorado State wants to run. DeSimone slows it up, has it skip past to the left side, and it is Bejarano reversing it over to DeSimone again, bounce pass into the right, block turning against Chris Cunningham is Avila. Ball was stripped away and knocked out of his hands. Nice defense again by Chris Cunningham, and that is a play so many times this year where Chris Cunningham has committed a foul. That time was very deliberate about what he wanted to do, picked his opportune moment, knocked the ball away. 17 seconds on the shot clock, they'll inbound. DeSimone receives on the right side. And again, a chest pass to the left, driving in is Bejarano, swings it back outside for a Carlton Hurst jumper from 14 feet, and it's good. 47-44, halfway through the second half. James leads it up for the Spartans. Calmly walks over to the right side, catch and shoot three on a skip pass from Devontae Wilson off the right side of the rim, no good. Wilson tries to get the loose ball back, and he does. Tips it to James, James to Muhammad, back to James, and he'll slow it down. Motion the offense with the right hand, surveys the floor, starts to move to the right side, now cuts down the lane, tries the lay-in, it's no good. There for the rebound, and almost the putback was Chris Cunningham, but he couldn't lay it in. Good anticipation and reaction from Chris Cunningham, though. In transition, catch and shoot three from Bejarano, no good. Rebounded by Jaleel Williams. Spartans bring it up quickly. Long pass intended for Devontae Wilson was well out of his reach and bounces in to the Spartans bench. And Jalen James with another turnover for San Jose State. 19 turnovers now for the Spartans. James with 6 of those turnovers.
Spartans are very lucky that they're only down by 3 right now with the 18 turnovers.
Yes.
It's very, very lucky.
That is rightly called.
Yeah.
It's hard to say when you have that many turnovers. The Spartans are still in a game, but they are. Avila catches, delays, now puts it on the floor, and just with a nice move, an aggressive move, lays it in off the glass with the right hand. So Avila is starting to show up here. He has 9 points now. 49-44. A little bit of a run here being put on by Colorado State. It is Wilson dribbling it along the baseline on the left side. Outlets to Isaac Thornton. Thornton gives to Rashad Muhammad. Rashad still has yet to score in this second half, so he's had some difficulty, and now he tries to remedy that by driving in, and he gets called on a foul, is called against Colorado State, I should say. So Rashad Muhammad will go to the free throw line.
I believe one of the reasons why he hasn't been able to score is that the Rams have been doing a good job defensively.
A lot of double teams against him.
And it's one of the things that's growing pains is that if you develop the knack for being a pretty good scorer, you're going to get those double teams and find a way to work around them.
It's all about the reputation you get around the conference, and the reputation is he can shoot it from anywhere right now with a hand in his face with not, so you might as well get a couple bodies on him and give him as much difficulty as possible. He misses his first free throw. Still 49-44 game. Rashad with 19 points in that first half, still looking for his first of the second half. Second free throw on the way, and he does hit that one. So he does now have 20 points in this game. And the Spartans with the soft press being applied now. Bringing it across the timeline is Bejarano. Jalil trying to double team, and they do double team Desaman with Wilson and Muhammad, but they break free to Avila, who spins his way into the paint, adjusts to his right, and then lays it in from about 6 feet away. Wow. So the Spartans now trail 51-45, a game in which Spartans had led by as many as 6 points and has trailed by as many as 8 points, and a little bit of a drought here. It is Devontae Wilson trying to drive in, had his ball swatted away. The outlet comes to Muhammad. Jab step, dribbles back now with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover, going right against Octius. Octius harassing him again. Off the glass and down as he fades away and falls to the court. Rashad Muhammad has 22. Avila in transition, brings it over to Bejarano. Exchanges, sets a screen, now back to Avila in between the circles. Matt Pollard guarding against him. Thornton goes around it to guard against Octius, who gets it back. Avila now, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Drives to the right side of Pollard. His shot is too strong off the backside of the rim, but rebounded by Avila, who outlets to Hurst. Up fake from Octius, dribbling it against Rashad Muhammad. His floater way short of the rim, and just grabbed by Jalil Williams, who wants to run down the right side wing. Stops there, and gives to Devontae Wilson, accelerates down the lane, hangs in the air, fading away off the glass and good. Devontae Wilson now has 5. He's had 6 straight games with 10 or more points. Now a turnover at the other end of the floor, ball rolling away after it was tipped out of a hand of a Colorado State player last. It was touched by Jalil Williams, then rolled right past Matt Pollard, couldn't grab it before it went out of play. But that'll bring us to another break. 51-49 the score. Colorado State with the lead. 6:40 to play in the second half. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Professional golf instructors and corporate events. Los Angeles Golf Course, a proud partner of Spartan Athletics.
And alongside is Alex Scott back inside the event center, 51-49. Rams with the lead. 6:42 remaining in the second half. What a game we've had so far here from the event center. Sloppy at times from both teams. Here's a big key, though, in this second half. Colorado State is yet to commit a turnover in the second half. San Jose State with 19 on the game. Colorado State with 8 in their game so far. 22 points from Rashad Muhammad to lead all scorers, but Chris Cunningham also with a nice game tonight. 11 points for him, 4 of 6 from the field. He also added in that 3-point shot. 4 rebounds from Cunningham. 3 players in double figures for Colorado State. Bejarano with 11 points, Desaman with 10, and Avila with 13. The inbound will come from underneath the basket of Colorado State, and before the inbound, a foul is called. And the foul goes against Rashad Muhammad before the inbound. Wow. Rashad Muhammad can't believe it. That's his second personal. So 4 players on the floor right now for San Jose State with 2 personal fouls. As they'll inbound to Desaman.